used?
Ma'am, 3 spoons.
3
Ma'am,
spoons.
1 spoon, and it
Ah,
turned into powder sugar. 1.5 spoon of powder sugar.
Powdered sugar. Okay, powdered
Not
salt.
sugar, salt.
Powdered salt.
Yes,
Okay, okay, okay. So after the evaporation, you got that powdered salt, correct?
yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. So that is very possible. First, how much water you took, Cheryl? How
Ma'am,
much
I
water?
added till the salt dissolved.
Okay, okay. Then afterwards, you okay.
Good morning.
Yes. Okay, fine. Okay, children. So I was just asking Cheryl. So Cheryl has succeeded for separating the salt and the sand. Okay. So everyone, you can try. You can succeed in everywhere. Okay. Thank you. So other students also try, and let us see whether you are able to succeed in that. Okay. Fine, children. We don't waste our time. We have some activity to be discussed. So far we have learned the separation of salt and sand from the mixture of water, salt, and sand. Now we are going to see how can we separate water also. So far we completed. So far we have completed how to separate the salt and sand from the salty water. I think last class we were having this activity I was showing, and I told
Yes,
some of you to do it.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, and
We also separated water from salt
very
also,
good,
ma'am.
very good. Congratulations for all those separated. I was just before your turn, I was asking Cheryl to.
No, ma'am. I said you explained to us that
Okay.
we
Yeah.
salt separation
Ah,
of water from salt.
yes, yes, yes. So I think that is little tedious process, but you can see it. Okay. So this is, I think this is we have already discussed.
Yes,
Correct?
ma'am, we have
Yes.
discussed it.
Okay, fine. So in this process, how many processes involved? Sedimentation.
Four.
Can you tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah.
Sedimentation, filtration,
Filtration,
condensation, evaporation.
condensation, evaporation.
Okay. Yes, very good. So sedimentation, evaporation, filtration, evaporation, and then come to condensation. So in this we have got 3 methods. Okay. And previous one we have got 2 methods. Correct. 2 methods, 3 methods. So here also condensation is there. So I mean, sorry, sedimentation is there. Okay, after that only now we are separating the sand. Sedimentation also is there in this. Filtration is there, but it is only have evaporation. So that's over. Now on the basis of this dissolving the liquids, fifth standard also you have learned about soluble and insoluble substances, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Racine, can you tell me what do you mean by soluble substances?
Yes, ma'am. The things
Hmm.
which we, if we mix with water, it will be not seen. Like
Not
it will.
seen. Yes,
Yes.
not seen, or chemistry we will see that it is dissolved. Okay, dissolving the material substance, soluble
Ma'am, the
substance.
example is, ma'am, the
Ah,
example is sugar and
hmm.
salt.
Okay, okay, fine. Anandesh, what do you mean by insoluble substances, Anandesh?
Ma'am, the substances which do not mix with the which do not mix.
Which do not dissolve. Okay,
Yes,
insoluble
ma'am.
mix also is there. That is we discuss in terms of immiscible and immiscible. You have learned it 10th standard. I mean, sorry, not 10th standard, 5th standard. And soluble and insoluble means it's not mixing. We are not talking about mixing. Mixing is different. Here it is completely dissolved in water. That's the meaning. Okay, mix well and does not mix well. We call them miscible and immiscible. Okay, miscible and immiscible. And sometimes some of the substances which is soluble also mixed with, we can say, miscible liquids, and some of them and some do not immiscible. Okay, fine. Brightlin,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, Brightlin, can you give some example of insoluble substances, Brightlin?
Mm, ma'am, chalk powder,
Chalk powder. Okay, chalk powder.
chili powder,
One more. Chili powder,
chili powder.
turmeric powder, all this. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you, Brightlin.
Okay,
John
ma'am.
Sebi, can you hear me? John. John Sebi, can you hear me? Okay. Adil Shafiq. Adil Shafiq.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is the,
Yes,
what do you mean by
ma'am.
floating substances, Adil? What do you mean by floating
Ma'am,
substances?
your sound is breaking.
What? What?
Ma'am, he
1
has a
minute.
network issue.
Have a network issue. Clear
Okay.
network
Who?
issue.
John
John
Sebi.
Sebi.
Okay. I am now asking Adil Shafiq. Adil, what do you mean by the floating substances, Adil?
And the substance which float on water.
Which float on water. Okay. Can you give one example, Adil, for that?
And wood,
Wood. Then what else? One more.
plastics,
Plastics. Okay, very good. Sri
Plastic
Shankar, what do
bottle.
you? Very good. Sri Shankar, what do you mean by sinking substances?
Ma'am, it will go to under of the water.
Under of the
Down.
water, or it will sink. Okay,
Yes,
it will
sink.
be completely sink in the water. Give an example. Catherine, my dear. Sri Shankar, you muted. Catherine,
Okay.
can you tell me example of sinking substances?
Stone.
Stone. Stone. Okay, one more. One more. Yes, correct. Gold ring, ornaments. Okay. Which are the things which is more heavier than water? So the substances which more heavier than water will sink into it. Substances which is less heavier than water is float on the thing, like the paper, wood, leaf. Okay. Then plant and stem. All these is less here. The density heavy means it is not the mass, it is actually density. Density is less. Density means mass per unit volume. That and you will be learning higher classes. So density means it is it will tell you which substance is thicker or which is thinner. As we compare to water and the stone is more denser. So stone will sink, iron nail will sink, iron pieces will sink, but wood it has less denser than water, so it may not sink. So that is the thing. So these are the things when you come to separation of the substances, these qualities, these properties like density, heaviness, solubility, all these things also will be affect them. So previous chapter we have learned about solubility, floating and all those things. So that quantities, that solubility, floating, sinking, miscible, immiscible, all these things also will be related to separation. So when you separate the objects, so these are the things are related. So salt and sugar are less denser than water. That's why they are mixing with the water or they are dissolving in the water. But sand, mud, they are more denser than water. That is why they undergo sedimentation and filtration. Okay children, so these are the something. So from this what we understand that water is a universal solvent. Water is a
Yes, ma'am.
universal solvent. That means
All
everything
dissolves in
cannot be everything cannot be
Ma'am,
dissolved,
not
but
every.
still majority
Majority.
of the substances
Ma'am,
can
oil
dissolve.
and oil cannot dissolve in water.
Yeah, oil, kerosene, petrol, all these things
Petrol.
cannot be completely dissolved.
Dis-
Okay. Yeah, fine. So now on the basis, now we are moving on to another thing that is about what do you mean by unsaturated, saturated, supersaturated? So all these solutions, salt solution, sugar solution, muddy water, sea water, all these things can be divided into three category of solution. Okay, so that three categories, so you can write down types of solution. Today's date 30/09/21. So
Ma'am, in the
types
lecture
of,
notes, right?
yeah, lecture note, types of solution. Actually, it is a repetition of what you learn in 5th standard. So you have to give more importance to these two chapters. For the exam children, you have to study chapter 5 and 4. Okay, they are more important chapters. You will get more questions because previous two chapters we have already learned in PT1. So you can expect questions based on these two chapters, separation and materials. Okay, I have put all the questions from 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, 5 mark and all from this chapter. So you have to learn it. Okay, so PT1 chapters, I think, is not much difficult for you. Correct. So please concentrate, and you have to learn the question answers, all those things. So don't forget it. Okay. Yes. So this is a types of solution. Types of solution. First solution what we learn is unsaturated solution. Unsaturated solution. Unsaturated solution means more solute dissolves. What do you mean by solute, Ayman? Can you tell me what we call solute? For example, salty water. Yeah, salty water. We get salt plus water plus solution, salt solution. That is our thing. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Can you, Ayman, can you identify in this which is known as solute in these three things?
Water.
Water is the solute.
No, ma'am.
Bluesvene, what is solute? Bluesvene?
Salt.
Salt. Salt is the solute. Why? The material substance which dissolves in water. The substance which dissolves in water is known as solute. Okay. Next, Tanya. What do you mean by solvent? In this, which is the solvent?
Water.
Water. Okay. So, in which solution the solute is dissolving? That is known as solvent. So, solvent, solute. Now, what is the solution? Everyone knows. Solution knows the mixture of salt and solute and solvent. Solute and solvent. So all of you, please, already in 10th standard, I mean, sorry, what 5th standard you must have studied, but now you can write it. Under types of solution, you can write solute, the substance or material. Okay, substance or material which dissolve. Substance or material which dissolve in.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you write it as 11th type of solution? 11 number. 11th.
Type of yes. But 11th is not a separation. Okay, this is not a separation process. It is a completely different topic. Okay, separation is over, so don't write as 11. You can write as a point, but it is not a part of a separation. Clear? Okay. So types of solution is a different topic under this separation.
Excuse
Okay.
me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, so if the chalk powder and all sawdust and all will not dissolve, so they
will not
come
dissolve.
with solute.
No, they will not. They will not dissolve. So they are not solute. Okay. So the substances which dissolve in water is known as water or solution.
Okay,
Is known as solute. Okay. Then example, you can write salt. But if you take muddy water, the beginning, what we used as a solute over there? Muddy water you are putting, but after some time what will happen? Mud is a solute, but it is not fully dissolving. But still we can call it as a solute because it is mixing with the water, correct? But afterwards what will happen? It will undergo sedimentation. Yes. Afterwards what will happen? First it will mix, afterwards it will undergo sedimentation. So separation will taking place after dissolving something. Okay, like turmeric. Yeah, turmeric.
If you put sand also, right?
Sand also same thing. So we can call them as a solute, but they don't completely dissolve in this. Beginning they will dissolve, but afterwards what will happen? It will undergo sedimentation. Okay, so they are not dissolving completely.
Ma'am, so chili powders and
all curry powder, they did not dissolve in water. First it will mix, afterwards what will happen? It will undergo.
So we can call it a solute.
You can call it. Suppose the question is like that: if I am giving a muddy water, In muddy water, which is the solute? Okay, I'm not asking about sedimentation, nothing. I'm just asking what is solute in the muddy water. Then you have to write mud. Solvent means water. Solution means muddy water. So in that meaning, you can write. Okay. If I ask you in muddy water, name the substance which did not dissolve in water. So in that case, what answer you will give?
Muddy water.
Mud, no, mud. Okay, only mud. Water is there, mud. Okay. So salt. So that way you can write. Clear? Next is, yeah, usually, but the solution usually we will discuss in terms of how much substance is dissolving. Okay, we don't give like muddy water very common as a solution. Solution means the something which undergo chemical reaction actually. Okay, for example, salt and water. Why salt is dissolving? It is undergoing chemical reaction. We will be learning in the next chapter that. Okay, then you will understand what's the difference between separation and that. Okay, next chapter, sixth chapter, you have some changes around us. In that, the same thing will come there. There you will understand why. What is the difference between this one and the material which did not dissolve? Okay. So
Okay,
solvent
ma'am.
means, yeah, solvent means the substance in which solute dissolve. Not fully, okay. Partially can be dissolved. That is why
Ma'am,
we
for
are
me the
going to
board is
learn.
coming very slow.
Maybe it's some network issue, dear. Okay. You do.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, your
Some are
network.
having network issues, I know, because after
Your net is perfect. It is showing in Zoom.
yeah.
That white.
So after I am writing, maybe some people it may be coming in slow motion. Okay.
Ma'am, it is for the people who use mobile phones. It will be
Not
late.
only mobile, it doesn't
No,
indicate.
it is-
It's the weather. Okay.
Ma'am,
It's not
but here
mobile or
also
laptop.
Yes, some
Ma'am,
more is
here we
mobile,
have
it is
Wi-Fi and here also it was slow.
Because today weather is a little heavier, means cloudy. Here and all heavy rain was going from yesterday night onwards. So it's a cloudy. So naturally, electric signals will take time to reach to you, passing through these water droplets. It has to pass through water droplets. Then only it can reach you, because you are getting all the signal from satellites. Communication satellites are launched in above the surface of the earth. So whatever we discuss, it has to reach the signal through the satellite, and satellite will be passed to your receiver. So each one is having different gadget, correct? Some are having Jio, some are having Vodafone, some Wi-Fi
Yes,
Kerala Vision, some are BSNL. So depending upon the companies, some of the speed of the data is varies. So that may be the reason.
Geo, one small thing is there. That
I think. Where do you stay? It depends. And the tower, which tower you are close to it. Clear? Whether Airtel tower or Jio tower or Kerala Vision tower.
Ma'am.
BSNL 4G.
Yes.
There is no tower in this place.
Ma'am, next
There is no tower in your place, but far away there will be in that locality. Okay.
Yes.
So that is
Yes,
physics.
ma'am.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Ma'am, don't.
Yes. So next is solution means the mixture of solute and solvent. So if you talk about that, then we go to completely physics. Okay. Communication come under physics. There's a lot of things to be talked about. So we just break our topic, come to our chapter. The mixture of solute and solvent is known as solution. We have salt solution, sea water. Sea water is a solution of salt. Sugar water, glucose water, okay, juice, lemon
Yes,
juice,
ma'am.
orange juice,
Lemon
all
juice.
these things.
When
Yeah.
we put lemon and
Then all this Coca-Cola, 7 Up,
also, right?
all cool drinks,
We can make it.
have. Yes. So I think this is completed. So now from this, now we are going to see how can we define the type of solution on the basis of how much solute dissolve. Okay. So we are going to divide the type of solution in terms of how much solute it dissolve. Some solution, solute may not dissolve completely. Some solution it will dissolve completely. Some solution after dissolve half, middle. Okay, like 50 dissolve, 50 did not dissolve. So on that, I think you have completed this. So this is the repetition of what you learn in, yeah. So the who did not complete?
John. Ma'am, I
Okay.
was having some network issue.
Okay, fine. So please write, then I will make the slide bigger. Okay, shall I? I think you must have completed.
Yes, ma'am.
Now,
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
the how. There are three types of solution we have. One is known as unsaturated solution. That is number one. You can write down. Unsaturated solution. Write it down and please write this. More solute dissolves. What do you mean by unsaturated solution? More solute dissolves. Then second one, saturated solution. No more solute dissolves. Some dissolve, but not fully.
Sand.
Yeah. Sand, no. In salt itself, if you increase the quantity, if you decrease the quantity of the water and you increase the quantity of salt, so sometimes that full salt may not dissolve.
Yes, ma'am. It will go to down.
If you take a half tumbler of water and in that you put nearly 100 gram. 100 gram is nearly 3-4 spoons of rock salt. Then you will get, after some time, after stirring it, some salt will still remain at the bottom. It will undergo sedimentation because of there is no proportion, not equal. The water is very much less, but the salt is more. So this is the part of Dead Sea. You remember Dead Sea? You have learned in 5th standard. So Dead Sea is like that. Yeah, Dead Sea like that.
Ma'am,
It will be float.
Yeah, it will be fault means why it is faulting. Sorry, why it is for floating? Because in that sea, the salt content is more than the water. So on the surface of the seawater, it is just like a garden of salt. Okay, you can lie down on this. You will not sink in the water. You can lie down on the
Yes,
salt.
ma'am.
And there is a name for this process. I forgot that name.
Which one? Dead Sea.
No, ma'am. There's a name for this process.
Which one? For salt is accumulating. That one.
Also, why?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, so there is much amount of salting that she saw. This
Yes,
fish
yes.
can live.
No one can live. No marine species will live over there. So it is only full of salt. Okay. Yes.
Ma'am, in the last year, 5th standard textbook, it was there.
Yeah. Actually, this also it is there. Saturated solution. So now third one, super saturated solution. Super saturated means no more. The solute will not dissolve at all. Becomes unstable crystals form. So the thing is that whatever substance you put, it will remain as it is, which is not converting into solution. So that is not super saturated solution. And whatever you have mixed, it will take the form of crystals like glass crystal, water crystals. So similarly, that way, suppose you are adding the salt into it, it is not dissolving fully, completely. You are adding it, it will remain as a crystal. So that is not a super saturated solution. That is, the water cannot dissolve any of that crystals. Okay. So first is unsaturated solution. Unsaturated solution means majority of the solute dissolves. You will not get much sediment out. You will not get much sediment in that. In second one, saturated solution means 50-50. So sediment is 50 and the water is 50. Okay, that's all. So some has already dissolved, but some did not dissolve. So that is the saturated solution. Super saturated solution means sediment is more. There is no much dissolve like mud, sand and all. They never dissolve. So they are, if you put the muddy water, you can call it muddy water is a super saturated solution because it will not dissolve the water. It will undergo sedimentation last.
All powders.
Yeah, all the curry powders. Turmeric and all, beginning you stir it, you think that it is mixed, but after some time what will happen? It will undergo sedimentation. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So that is. So a solution that contains a maximum amount of dissolved solute at a given temperature. So that is known as the saturated solution. Actually, in chemistry, we will use saturated solution for making electricity. In physics also, we use saturated solution to make battery. For like inverter, your inverter is contain an acid which is not a sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, we use saturated solution. Yes, yes. Then car battery inside there is a, we are using a saturated solution, not super saturated solution, we use saturated solution. Okay.
Ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, you have told me a seminar.
Yes, yes. Let me see afterwards. Okay. Yes, someone is saying, excuse me, who is that?
Yeah, ma'am.
Ah,
Do we have like the
okay.
definition that's shown in above? That's shown above.
No. What the down on the slide, no, that's enough. Okay.
Okay.
So supersaturated becomes unstable crystal form. So the same thing only it is given in another form. Maximum amount of dissolved salt at a given temperature. That is such. Meaning of what? What meaning of what? I can't hear. 1 minute. It started. Let me close the door. Okay, children. Yes. Saturated. There is no meaning like that. It is the name of the solution in which solute remain without dissolving much. Okay. No more solute dissolves. Okay. Or maximum amount of the dissolved solute. That is known as, those who find it, you can, if you want, you can write the first one. This is also definition of the saturated solution. Maximum amount of dissolved solute at a given temperature. Maximum amount of dissolved salt at a given temperature.
Should we write that? Should we write that?
If you require, you can write. It's not necessary. Either you write this or this.
Ma'am,
Yes.
it is the definition of that second type, no?
Yeah, only second type. Because why? Because in our chemistry, we are more involved with the saturated solution. That's why it is given specifically. What do you mean by saturated solution? Okay, so that's about it. I think by this only we are now completing this chapter. Saturated solution, super saturated solution, and saturated solution. Now today I think Brightlin, your seminar is on Wednesday only, correct?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
who is having seminar today? Catherine. Okay, Catherine, I'm sorry because now you have only 2 minutes. Okay, so we can have the Wednesday. Wednesday, we will have the all of you. Okay, Bhunalakshmi, Catherine, Maria, Brightlin, Blesswin. We can have the seminar. And
Ma'am,
what I
sir.
wanted on Wednesday, we will also have class test. Okay, in MCQ format of this chapter. Learn the one-word answers.
Okay,
One-word
ma'am.
answers means you should learn the definition of all type of this chapter. Chapter 5. So we completed this
Okay,
chapter
ma'am.
now. So first we will have the seminar of the students. After that, I will send the link to you. You attend the class test. Okay. Clear?
Running classes,
Okay, ma'am.
right? If you
Yes,
have time.
ma'am.
MCQ form. So once you MCQ over, I am then slowly I will give you to study some type of questions. Okay, and the pictures which you
Okay,
need
ma'am.
to next with the pictures which you need to study in order for labeling. Okay, all that I'll give us. Okay, children. So let me take